Hey, hiya. I'm Taylor, according to my necklace. I am drinking slash almost drunk, and usually about this time, I get on to the interwebs and I make a fool out of myself in front of strangers. So, I do that in public as well, but usually when I get drunk, especially in public, I talk about mythology, and I've actually had people walk away from me in bars because I was talking too much about Fenrir. So, if they didn't pick on him, they could have avoided Ragnarok, you know what I mean? But that's like different. We'll go into that later. I am sure we will go into that later. So yeah, here I am. We're gonna do some mythology. I'm going to be drinking the whole time, so hopefully that adds something to it. I do have a lot of notes, so I probably will be looking at them quite a bit. Hopefully I can work something out where I don't look at my notes so much, but I will be looking at them, just so you know. So anyway, here it is. Drunk Mythology with Taylor. Let's party. Okay, let's get into it. So, first of all, this is going to be the first part of a two-part series because I didn't finish my notes. Also, it gives me the opportunity to gauge how you guys even feel about this. The research that I did was good old-fashioned Google searches. This bad boy right here, one of the loves of my life, Mythology by Edith Hamilton, as well as the show, or the series, I don't know what the podcast, Mythology is the name of the podcast, and it's on the Podcast Network. My pants are stuck underneath. And we're going to be talking today about Hercules and the ultimate demise of his marriage to Megara. Yeah, when I found out this story, I was like, oh damn, okay. That's a little more intense than I had been led to believe originally. Some people know him as Hercules, which is correct. But originally his name was Alcides, which comes from the word alki, which means strength. It was also his grandfather's name on his father's side. His father was Amphitryon. I'm gonna butcher these Greek names for real. So his father was Amphitryon and his mother was Alcmene. But Amphitryon was more of his stepdad, if you want to call it that, because his real dad was Zeus. One night when Amphitryon was out in battle, he disguised himself as Amphitryon and had sex with Alcmene. Baby Hercules is how we got there. Just some really quick fun facts. Hercules, by some people, is actually believed to have been a real king of Argos. He would have lived 2,000 years before the birth of Jesus Christ. And he would have died in 1226 BC. So also Hercules has a brother named Iphicles, is what I'm going to go with. Hera is a very complicated hoe. Hera is a bad person, okay? But she was also kind of driven into being a bad person because she's married to a very bad man. That being said, I don't like her. I don't like the bitch. Because she holds on to a grudge and she don't ever let go, and we're going to see that clearly in the Hercules story. So, his name was originally Alcides. But when his parents found out that he was the son of Zeus and that Hera was fucking pissed about the whole situation, they renamed him Hercules, which means gift of Hera. But Hera, again, is super annoying. So instead of being like, okay, they're trying to, they didn't know any better. It's really my husband's fault. I don't have to take all my rage out on this baby. Instead, she's like, that's a personal attack, and I'm gonna ruin the rest of this child's life. So here's a fun little side story. So, Zeus, who is it? Zeus, Athena, and Hermes. Everyone's very aware that Hera hates Hercules, like to her core. So Zeus, Athena, and Hermes come up with a plan that they're going to steal Hercules, and they're going to, while Hera is sleeping, they're going to put Hercules, baby Hercules, on Hera's breast to suckle while she's asleep. This seems like a problematic situation, just off top. But whatever, they're gods, so what do I know, you know? Hera wakes up, grabs baby Hercules. I mean, she's like shaken. She just woke up to a fucking baby on her boob. I can't even imagine if it was a baby I hated and you put that thing on my boob while I was asleep. I would burn the house down probably, honestly. So she grabs Hercules, flies him across the room, and as she flings him, he like lets go of her boob, obviously, and like milk just sprays everywhere. Like breast milk is spraying everywhere. And they believe that that's how we got the Milky Way galaxy. So I guess we can thank our existence to Zeus being a rapist, like ultimately, right? Like that's where the story begins. So Hercules, he has no impulse control whatsoever. So his first like real act of like losing impulse and being violent was on his teacher Linos. There was one day that Linos was kind of clowning on Hercules, and he said like, "Oh Hercules, like which of your father's rapes would you like to discuss today? Should it be, you know, the rape of this woman or this random deer that he thought was attractive in the wilderness, or, you know, the rape of your mother?" Which he accidentally, sort of, kind of on purpose, bashes his skull in. Happens, you know. So because of this, he was banished to tend to Apollo's cattle. That was like his penitence is what I'm gonna go with. Thank you. That wasn't good enough for Hera. Like, Hera still hated him, and again, like I said, the bitch can hold a grudge. So she just put shit in his way to make things harder. So Hercules, after serving his time working with these damn cows, he is on the hunt. He's like listless and lost, and he doesn't really know what's going on. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. And then, yeah, this is where I can go, or go the distance. He starts singing that now. So then he runs into Vice and Virtue, who in the stories take on the forms of very sexual ladies. Vice offers him a life free of worry and like indulgences and, you know, all the things, all the pleasures he could possibly imagine with no responsibility. And Virtue says basically like, I can't offer you any of that stuff. Like, I can offer you notoriety and I can offer you fulfillment, but the road that I offer, the path that I offer is not easy and is not for the weak of heart. And Hercules, using that fucking almond in his goddamn skull, was able to get those synapses firing and make the right decision. And he chooses Virtue, which is great. So, for now. There's King Creon, who is the king of Thebes, which is where Hercules is from. You can tell that I'm getting drunker because I'm getting like lower and lower, and like my body just becomes like way too heavy for me to like continue to hold up. Like, and eventually I'm just gonna be gone. And there are these dudes like that. They were called minions. I guess they were real rapscallions, and they were causing some fuss for Thebes. So Hercules wiped him out, and as like as like a thank you, King Creon offers his daughter's hand in marriage. Marriage. His daughter, by the way, is Megara. Meg. As soon as Meg sees Hercules, she's done for. She's smitten. She's in love. She can't handle it. Who is this man's? Done. And even better, the feeling was mutual. Hercules really, really liked her on sight. They were like love at first sight, which I only believe in mythology. Her is pissed. Why is this man who has absolutely nothing to do with my anger, why is he happy? Fuck him and fuck his stupid marriage. She's ridiculous. This is where shit gets very real. Okay? I'm gonna get higher. I was getting low, now I'm gonna get up because, you know, the intensity, we gotta balance it out. Here it is. Okay. How do you make this cute? Like, how is, like, internet cute, you know? Oh, look at her. She's so tall. She's so casual. She's so cute. The one night, Meg falls asleep in Hercules' arms. Very cute, very lovely, very wonderful, happy family. When Hera sneaks in and whispers a curse in Hercules' ear to convince him that his family are his enemies, when Hercules wakes up, he is pumping with fury, like pumping with rage, like the kind of rage you can only attain if you are heavily a meathead. And Meg appears like a ghost. She is chalky white skin. Her eyes are red. Like, she is terrifying when he wakes up. She is not cool. She is not fun to look at. And he thinks that this is how she looked the whole time, and she was just covering it up to like trick him. And you know what, as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that's kind of what I did with Tom. But you know what, he doesn't look great without makeup either. Believes his demon wife is not faithful and the kids are not his, which, classic. Because his child looks like Linos, the man that he originally killed, and like his teacher. So he thinks that she's like fucking his dead teacher. I don't know, girl. Don't even ask me. He thinks his wife is a demon, and he thinks that his children aren't his, and that they're also demons. So he starts throwing the kids in the fire. Just throws the kids in the fire, and as the smoke is rising from his burning of his children, he sees Hera's face and she's laughing. And I will pose this question to you as we go through this. Just think on it. Is Hercules the bad guy for killing his children in such a gruesome way, especially? Or is Hera equal or worse because she's the one that orchestrated the whole thing? This is a question that's going to come up later when we meet Theseus, who is my boy. Love Theseus. So we're going to get into that later. But yeah, let me just pose that question to you now. So with that being said, let's hop into some Hercules.